degrees Fahrenheit and standard pressure is 29.92 inches of mercury. 59 degrees Fahrenheit and 29.92 inches of mercury. Two numbers that every pilot needs to have firmly committed to memory. You may also see temperature specified on the Celsius scale. Standard temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. That's 59 Fahrenheit or 15 Celsius for standard temperature. You may hear density altitude reported on the ATIS when it's higher than normal. This is to alert pilots to expect reduced performance, particularly in takeoffs and climbs. Now, altitude is one of those things that can be expressed in a number of terms. True altitude is the altitude above sea level. Absolute altitude is the height above the ground. But when we think of altitude in terms of air density, these are the ones we need to understand. Indicated altitude. This is the one we see on our altimeters when they're set to the current barometric pressure. In formal language, pressure altitude is the height above the standard datum plane. In real-world terms, it's the altitude shown on our altimeters when they're set to 29.92. Density altitude is like pressure altitude, except that it's corrected for temperature. On a standard day, indicated altitude, pressure altitude, and density altitude are all the same. If we blow up a balloon at sea level, then lift it into the atmosphere, the balloon will expand. This demonstrates a reduction in air pressure. Barometric pressure decreases by about 1 inch per 1,000 feet of altitude gained, and this is precisely why altimeters work. Pressure changes with altitude, and the instruments measure the change. If we take the same airplane and compare its performance at sea level and at 8,000 feet, we'll see a big difference. At 8,000 feet, the air pressure is reduced by approximately 8 inches of mercury. The air is significantly thinner than it was at sea level. The airplane will perform more poorly in general and will require a higher true airspeed in order to cruise at the same indicated airspeed that it cruised at close to sea level.